Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Wireheads. For anybody that was like over on Emmerron's channel, welcome back.
I didn't start my call. Casey, hold on.
No
You
worries.
keep going. You keep going. You're good.
But hello, everybody. Welcome back to Wireheads, a Cyberpunk Red podcast. Welcome to episode 70, where we are sober. We are here.
This is a jug of water to promote the sobriety. We got water this week. It's delicious.
Look, we weren't told what we did was a bad thing. Don't worry, we're not in trouble.
Thank God.
Just please do drink water. Be responsible.
Water good.
But hello, everybody. It's episode 70, and we still have yet one more tier list to go through, and this one is probably going to be a really busy, bulky one, but it is probably one of the best stuff to talk about. It's the ongoing free support for Cyberpunk Red DLCs. But before we get into that, just some introductions for anyone who might be new around here. I know, 70 episodes in, and we're always finding new people.
We do.
I'm Diamond Dust. I am a Cyberpunk Red content creator. I do live plays. I work on homebrew stuff, which I may or may not be inspired to produce a Continental Brands shopper reward program after a little incident last night. Look, for every 100 eddies, you get a free pack of smokes, or a free item of 10 eddies or less, and then also I work as a professional GM as well. I mainly do Cyberpunk Red, but I have done Triangle Agency. I'm looking to do Cyborg, so if you guys are ever down for a Cyborg one shot, I am getting the Foundry set up for it, so that way you can be spammed with in-game ads to your heart's content in the dice tray.
That Foundry setup for that game is actually fucking...
It's so good.
It's so peak. It's really well made. Like...
It's so good.
Genuinely.
So, that being said, as always, with me, my best friend.
Hello. My name's Emmerron, and I have a small cardboard crack problem. Hello, everybody. I was streaming a little earlier today. That will go up as a probably separate VOD / I might edit it ever so slightly because there was a few things I talked about a little earlier on my own and lonesome because I went to Gamma 2 weeks ago, as I have talked about on this podcast a few times now. There was a lot that happened at Gamma, and there's stuff that I could talk about, and what that was on the earlier thing I did today. One of those many things that I could talk about and was very excited to talk about was the Cyberpunk TCG, of which I have an alpha kit that we opened live on stream a little earlier. That VOD with that will be going up. I've got my fancy new Cyberpunk cards here that I am very excited to get to play with very, very soon. And I have looped Diamond in with me. We have both backed the Kickstarter for it.
Yep.
It's gonna be a wild ass time when we get those in finally.
I am so excited to see this. Like, just for like, I got a chance to actually see the foil Suborno Arasaka card like here in person, and it is so pretty. My god. One
more for all you Wireheads fans. If you're in a safe place to be watching our video stream, if you're watching this after the fact, I got it up in my camera right now. If not, this will be on a recording later, and you can see exactly how pretty this bad boy is. It's very nice. I love the Nova Rare that I got. Very excited. I will probably be playing an Arasaka deck when the full game comes out, because we've also gotten confirmed that Adam Smasher is one of the legends, and you need 3 legends for a deck, so I'm very, very likely to play some kind of Arasaka deck. I just need to start solving what that build looks like when I get the chance, but Suffice it to say, Houston, we have a problem again.
Okay, but hey, at least it's not just you have a problem or I have a problem. We have a problem. It's not a card crack house. It's a card crack home.
It's a card crack home. Good God. So yeah, that is going to probably be some things we do on the channel in the very near future. I just got set up over on their Discord as well. They have their own community Discord. If you want to follow the development of that game, I just got a content creator tag over there. So I will be very much probably talking more about this game on my channel moving forward. Those of you who have been in the community for a long time might know or remember even a time where most of what I streamed on here, not even really posted to YouTube, just streamed on here on Twitch, was Cardfight Vanguard stuff. Because I used to play, they had a mobile game that has been EOL'd for a really long time. Like they end of serviced that shit, like I think it was back in 2022 or 23 at the very latest. Yeah, so I did a couple streams of that. That's where I first started getting an inroad to the content creation game and learning my stuff. So getting back here feels like coming home, knowing that home comes with a recurring fee of several $100s every so often when you have to re-up your hits and get new cards.
I mean, if we're co-oping this, like,
it's still
it'll be a little easier.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I believe it when I see it.
I suppose before we get started, for anybody that's tuning in from, if any of the devs over there for the Cyberpunk TCG might be tuning in, a big congratulations from the Wireheads to you on a rather successful first day of funding. 10.5 million, I think, is what you last saw.
We're just shy of it, I think. Here, I'll pull their Kickstarter up right now live, just so that I can see what the latest numbers are. Because I've been following this mostly because I think it's like, it's blowing my mind that we are seeing a very real, like, just because I'm thinking about this and I'm trying to get my words together here as I'm doing two things at once. When I started playing Cyberpunk, I was very much just approaching it as like another hobby. And it was this, when I got into it, I wouldn't call it obscure necessarily. But it certainly wasn't popular by any means. Like, there was hype around the video game that had been building, but that was still a relatively low number of people, I would still say, relative to where we are now, that were big excited about it. And to watch the game go from being a TTRPG that had a strong cult following through most of the 90s and 2000s to getting this like crazy bump in IP awareness and like brand popularity that it's been enjoying for like the last 5 or 6 years now. It's just wild because I don't even know, like, I want to ask Mike Pondsmith the next time I see him, which might not be till June, but when I see him at Origins, I want to ask him, like, how does it feel knowing that your IP that you made like 40 years ago nearly has just bloomed into this like media empire essentially, and is like, you've got a TCG, you're gonna have a living card game very soon. Technically they had another TCG in the past in Netrunner. They have spawned off an anime, they've spawned off a video game, there's going to be another video game, we know it's coming at some point in the future. Like, you've got graphic novels, you've got like regular novels, you've got comic books,
Apparel,
like, yeah, I mean,
action
like
figures,
literally, like, you've got pretty much everything under the sun.
Cyberpunk, the chicken nuggets or some shit like
yeah,
that. Oh my god!
And another season of the anime.
Fucking promote.
Yeah. Oh, I should probably fuse our streams, huh? That was
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. Let's cross the streams.
Cross streams. All right. Very cool. We've crossed the streams.
Emmerron's chat. Hello. Hi,
Yeah.
friends.
But because Oscar just threw out there that he's like, Mike is one of those special needs to be protected folks. Yes, I agree completely. Yeah, like at all costs protect this man. He's too precious and important to lose.
So, I suppose with that,
to confirm, by the way, the reason we ran off on the tangent, they have officially crossed the $10.5 million line. By the way, just so our audience knows where they started this, their goal was $100,000, and they blew that out of the water in the first, I think, like 10 minutes. Like, this thing was multi-millions within an hour yesterday. Like, it was actually insane how quickly this thing just launched off. But to quickly...
money machine go burr.
No kidding. That's what I mean, though, by, like, Cyberpunk turning into this, like, media franchise that is, like, this kind of multi-million dollar valuable. Like, when a TCG... the first TCG, mind you, of this company at the very least. The company's got veterans in it, don't get me wrong. Like Weirdco, as new as the name of their company itself is, the people that make up that company are well experienced. Like, most of them have been in this industry for quite a while in different places. So the fact that we now are seeing them, we're now seeing them release this game, and then like Cyberpunk as an IP is strong enough to immediately just be like, yeah, here's $10 million in your first 48 hours is just mind blowing. But this means we're going to get Male v Legend in the beta box when this comes out.
Nice.
That's our 10.5 million stretch goal. So the next one will be more variants for the sleeves that you can add on. So I'm very excited, muy excited. But anyways, yes, please, Diamond. We aren't here to just talk about the TCG. I spent about an hour of my stream earlier.
We'll talk about the TCG another day once we get the box. But that being said, we're here to talk about other three-letter acronyms, DLCs. So let's jump to the tier table. Why don't we?
Oh, we should do that. Yeah, give me 3 seconds. I'm just sleeving my Dying Knight really quick, and then I'll do that. There we go. There's my table, and now I'm going to shift over to this one. Bam! Here we are.
All right.
I've got you on my reactive. Hold on, let me shut the reactives off. There we go. I was like,
you're good.
I made Dia on my screen for 5 seconds. I was like, wait a minute, something's not right here.
All right, same rules as last week. We've got S, A, B, C, D, F, and then we also have game support. Now, for anyone who was not here last week, game support is when a DLC does not fit. In this case, what I declare as game support is when a DLC does not have like any does not add any rules to the game, add any gear to the game, or impact the game in a way outside resources for the GM or the players above table.
Yeah. So these are going to be things. So like, let's lightning round that one really quick, to just so that we can really illustrate
where is. My first thought is night market index. Where is that at? Where there it is. Night market index is easily a game support.
I am trying to find that one.
Bottom row.
Bottom row. Am I blind? I might be blind.
Or not sure where exactly I put it, but it's like in the middle of either the second to last or last like full rows.
Single shot. Well, Old Guns Never Die is down there, and that's, I believe we said, game support, right?
Yeah, Old Guns Never Die is also game support because like it's just converting 2020 weapons to Time of the Red.
And then the Jumpstart Kit conversion guide, I believe, is also, right?
Yes, because the Jumpstart Kit already existed, so we just need the. We're just moving the conversion kit over to game support.
I'm trying to see is that the one. That doesn't look like.
Okay, that's 100 logos right there.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, that looks like 100 logos, but I know they use the same backing art for. Oh, there it is. It's, at least for me now, it's the fourth row down on the left there. It's like third from the left. This is going to be the other struggle here, is until we get all of these rooted out.
Single shot pack can go as well.
That's got a mission in it.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. What am I thinking?
That's
no, it doesn't.
That's the characters in the net arches.
Yeah. No, you're right. So yeah, that's out of the way.
There's a conversion kit.
Why can I still not see where the hell the night market index is?
One sec. Let me pull up your stream and see if I can find your night market index.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah. Those four off top of my head. Edge Runner Folio. Also game support.
Yeah, I would say so. There it is. Yep.
Second row. It is the Mike Podsmith portrait.
Yeah. No, very
all
cool.
right.
All right, so those five, just to again clarify for stream, just in case any of you missed, definitionally, there we go, why we are putting those down there. These are articles or packages that don't really add new rules. These simply provide us things like either conversion from an older product to the new rules, or basically serve as more of a here is stuff, or here is something that you can, use to help find stuff in other supplements easier, which is what the night market index is. So in other words, there's nothing really to evaluate in terms of the quality of it. It just is useful for the thing that it was designed for, basically. And we're not going to judge that on any kind of merit.
Right, I forgot that thing existed, the RTAL checklist. I mean,
oh wait, what? Oh, that's right. They released
that was such a. I don't think that was a DLC though. I thought it was just in one of the interfaces.
Well, it's been in the interfaces, but I think.
Or I think it was like its own separate thing that got tossed in. Because I don't think RTAL would release the checklist as a DLC.
Yeah, I really hope they didn't do that. I'm trying to remember, but I don't think they did. That would be kind of a. Yeah, no.
All right. Well, I suppose with that then. Where do we want to start? Well, I threw all the 12 days up at the top if we want to start there.
Yeah, we can do that.
Right.
Let me see. So the first is 12 days of Cutie Miss, at least if we're going from the left.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
So 12 days of Cutie Miss was I think Jay Gray did this one for April Fools.
Yeah, I'm pretty
this
sure.
past year.
Pretty sure that's correct.
And it provides 12 weapons specifically from the Sanru Holdings Corporation. They're very cute, very fun, very effective, and also I think it was like our first instance of seeing an automatic shotgun also show up outside Solo of Fortune 2045 with the cat.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I would say because of what this thing, I think because of what it provides, like in like various possibilities and options, I would give this one. I would give this. I would say out the gate, this one's gonna be an S tier because of what kind of weapons it has to offer, and it's outside the norm, including non like techs that are not techs, or like people that are not techs being able to produce like the paintballs.
Yeah. No, I think like there's some good stuff within that.
Yeah.
And yeah,
A or S tier. Like,
um, like I don't think it was groundbreaking because that's kind of where I'm like, what separates A and S for me in these is going to be like what really like shakes it up and like changes it. But I believe that
A tier?
I'd put it A tier because it doesn't change the game super much. There are a few things in there that are like novel concepts, like needing a certain tech rank to make something. And like you said, there's some of the stuff that we didn't really have examples of previously, like machine shotguns and stuff like that. But yeah, I
Also
think
tasers.
yeah, I still think A tier is likely where I'd put it because it's a very good DLC. Like some of the gear from it is really interesting. I just don't think it's particularly game changing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So S, it would have to be game changing. All right, got it.
Yes, there's several of these that I can see immediately. I could see being S tiers, just because of like the way they alter the game. Oh boy.
It's Emmer wife.
It is. She has brought me a chicken biscuit.
Nice.
And I'm gonna need to find room for it on my desk now, but no, it's all good. I will find a way to make this work. There for now, it will live there. It will be fine. So with that, with that said,
I'm sorry.
We good?
Your wife is apologizing to me that she doesn't have a chicken biscuit for me. It's like,
oh,
why are you apologizing?
Yeah, no, that's valid. If you're on Twitch, I'm so sorry I can't snooze the ads anymore. They said you streamed today already. You've burned up your snoozes for the day, so
yeah.
Lo siento, mis amigos. I can't do anything about that. So with that out of the way, next 12 days we've got is the 12 days of Cybermas.
I guessed this one correctly. That started my streak of correct guesses right here.
That's true, yeah. I think this is also an A tier one. There's like a shitload of things in this that I still use to this day. Like this gave us some banger options.
Kiroshi Monovision.
Yeah, Kiroshi Monovision, Gang Jazzler, the Micro Waldo is in here as well.
Yes.
The Micro Waldo is like single-handedly one of the best pieces of cyberware for medtechs. I stand on business with that. You cannot convince me otherwise. Yes. It's very, 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 very good. So I think this is another one that I throw pretty easily into A tier. Like if you are making a cyberpunk character, the odds are very good you're going to use something out of that if you know that it's there. At least at some point. You maybe aren't doing it at character creation necessarily, but you're absolutely going to, after not terribly long, going to look back into that and be like, huh, this is a really cool 1000 Eddie item, and I can, I'm at a night market, so I might as well see if I can get one. And then you'll get it, and it'll change your life.
So, the 12 days of Gear Mess. I don't know, chat, if all of them are going to be A's, but the Artal crew pulls out the stops for the holiday special every year, so it's really there. I don't think there really has been a flop for any of the 12 days.
The 12 days DLCs are usually pretty good. Yeah, like it's. So I might argue down like maybe Gunmiss into B, maybe, but like Gunmiss is also the first one they released in that series. And it's probably
for the time when it was released, it was pretty big.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
12 Days of Gearmas has kind of a mixed bag of stuff, but 12 Days of Gearmas also provides like a lot of like luxury high-end items and even an accessible car.
Yeah. No, this one's very good. Like, I'd honestly, this one, because of the vehicle thing, this almost makes me want to put this one in S tier. Because this one really did address a couple of like very like stiff complaints the community had for a while. And I truly think like that plus a couple of the other things that come out of this one elevate it just a little bit more above the remainder of the 12 days DLCs.
Yeah, while I was looking in here though, like we do have the Dinalar Extra Dex Smart Glove, which we already have smart gloves. We had a lot of smart gloves before this. So that was just another smart glove on the pile. Yeah. We have the Greenlight Ghost Sniffer, which still mechanically, like, we don't really have anything for what happens if you cut your drugs. We really don't have it.
I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing, though, that we don't have stiff rules for that. Because the reality is you can kind of make it whatever you want to make it. Because we do have rules for what happens if you're poisoned. And that is arguably what the catch-all for, like, what an overdose is. You're poisoning yourself. So you're just relying on poisons or biotoxins, depending on how bad it is.
Yeah. There's the mini-mag speakers, which we already have the pocket amp.
The mini-mags are different, though. I wouldn't say the pocket amp and the mini-mags are the same thing. They are different.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then Skid Row Pack Shield.
Pack Shield's cool. Pack Shield's really cool.
So I would say, like, I really want to push it up towards S. I really, really want to. I feel there's just a few things in there that's just holding it back just a little bit.
I mean, in your eyes, what really holds it back there?
I looking at a few of these gadgets, it's like we already have these devices. For some of them, we already have these devices either at cheaper rates or more utility. Why would I use this specific device?
Well, like what like are we talking about? Like what you were just saying, like the mini mag speakers, or like what?
For example, the Dinalar Extra Dex Smart Gloves. Like, these require because just pull it up here. It contains 2 option slots for cyber arm or cyber limb options, and counts as also as a modular finger cyber hand, which we already have gloves that can take cyber fingers, and we already have gloves that can take up, pop-ups, but you need interface plugs to use that glove.
Okay.
So already, like, the Battle Glove beats the Extra Dex Smart Glove. The Extra Dex Smart Glove allows you to also use cyber finger options versus the Battle Glove, but...
Well, but what's the pricing between the two of them?
They're both 1,000 eddies.
They're both 1,000? I mean, I would argue that because it takes cyber fingers, because here's the thing about cyber fingers that, in my opinion, holds them back, just as a game design topic in general, is that they have so much cumulative humanity loss that you just suffer for, even though each one of them is very small, the fact that each one is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, like, that's insane. And so the fact that this like gives you a wearable for that doesn't get in your way, in my opinion, that is worth it, because that allows you a functionality that then you can't get elsewhere.
I just think about it like versus some of the other gloves that don't require the plugs.
But I don't think there are any that don't require the plugs.
Battle gloves do not require interface plugs. Mecha Man Smart Glove doesn't require interface plugs. The
Mecha Man definitely does.
Does it?
The Mecha Man is the one with the built-in subdermal grip, right?
No, that's Cyberdude's Smart Glove, which only requires the Neuralink because it has the integrated subdermal grip. So, I don't know. Like maybe it's just the Dinalar Extra Deck Smart Gloves. I can get like against humanity, but like you can get more for less on some others. But I would say the Master Mechanics Toolkit, though, between that and the car, that's kind of what's carrying this one alongside the Optitech Mag Viewer, which is very good for people that want to support sniper play. There's also the Sporma Environment Suit, which is just a better rad suit as well.
Yeah, so Culture Nerd points out Mecha Man also has an integrated subdermal.
It does. Okay.
Yeah, so that's where I was saying, like, I think like smart gloves are just a weird category overall. Their differences are very minimal, but like I think there's a nuanced difference between them. It's not like this, like it's never going to be an earth-shattering difference in general.
I suppose, like, let alone like on the access of like small cars and like even just Master Mechanics, I could agree with it going up to S tier.
Yeah, because I think that there's like a lot that really gives the GM that we just didn't have before it. That was like, because this is where I'm like, 12 Days of QDMIS for me is a fence one. The only thing that I think kind of holds it back from going to S is that the innovations it makes aren't big enough ones. They're ones that if you like thought about it long and hard enough, you'd kind of reach some of those conclusions. I think the sole innovative idea that it really threw at us was you have to be at least maker 6 in order to fabricate this thing. Like that is the only novel concept it threw. The rest were ones that like if you were creative enough as a GM, you could figure it out. And so from that angle, that's why I put it in A tier. I think that Gearmas, that is what we're talking about. The Gearmas article is literally just like affordable cars. I mean, we kind of had the board. We had the Tansen Jetboy before this, but that was like the only vehicle or adjacent kind of thing that wasn't like a bike or a board at that point that you could get. And even that one, it is a board. So like having an actual vehicle that's like, this is affordable, new, novel, and the Mechanics Toolkit is just like its own thing.
Yeah, like while it does cost 20,000 eddies, if you're like, I've watched parties actually work together to get that for the tech.
Yes,
but the Zonda Metro car also does set like a really good idea of like, okay, this is what a little cheap car does. It's slow. It doesn't have a lot of SDP. Can't really take a lot of upgrades. So next up, 12 Days of Gunmiss. Now, 12 Days of Gunmiss, for the time that it came in, it was very novel. It produced a lot of like not only like classic guns from Cyberpunk 2020. I want to give this one an A because of the guns it has to offer.
Which guns? Because I'm leaning pretty hard into B on it. Only
okay.
And this is just me. Like, and I'm again down to discuss this. This is part of why we kind of said this tier list needed to have its own space to breathe last week, is because we knew this was going to be the way we talked about these. So gun miss. I'm curious, which guns in it do you think pull it up? Like, which ones are really, really good at for it?
So the top ones that I see often I see a lot of gun misses guns show up, like the Arasaka WAA bolt pop assault weapon. It's an exotic rifle that's got integrated smart link, a 30 shot capacity, so 3 bursts, and it's still capable of loading non-basic ammo. So all in all, for 1,000 eddies, you get a pretty good platform, and you could still have it upgraded to excellent quality as well. I see the Constitutional Arms multiple ammo pistol, which is a very heavy pistol that allows you to load 5 different types of ammo. I personally like it, so there's a little bit of a bias there.
No, the multi-ammo pistol is actually genuinely a really good gun.
Also really good for anyone that's, especially now that we have some of the special ammo in Solo Fortune 2045.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody that's got like really good handgun skills. They fire a couple armor piercing rounds and then they switch over to high precision ammo. Yeah. Like how good that could be.
Yeah.
And that's 4d6 a shot. I see the Militech Crusher. That is a very popular pick. Partially because it's the Militech Crusher, iconic across all 3 eras. And also a popular tech upgrade for it is to allow it to take 6 slugs instead of 6 shells. So you just have a 5d6 very heavy pistol.
Yeah, well, that's valid.
You have the Nova 757 City Hunter, a very popular choice amongst handgun enthusiasts.
Okay.
It's 1,000 eddies, 18 shots in the mag as a heavy pistol. Nomad pneumatic bolt gun, which, if I'm correct, that one uses the it does 46 and it fires fires arrows.
Yeah, it's an arrow gun
as a sniper rifle.
Yeah,
and then of course the classic coin toss gun, the Stolva Boy ST5. And Teen Dream, I guess.
Teen Dream is the meme, but you've convinced me. Yeah. I'd forgotten that half of those guns came in this. I, for some reason, thought they came later than they did, or like were in Toggle's Temple or similar. So okay, no, you've convinced me.
I mean, the sub flechette gun is also in here as well.
Oh,
and
fuck! I forgot about the sub. Yeah, no, the sub flechette gun is Okay, now you've convinced me. That it is A tier. It doesn't do anything new or novel in terms of an S tier thing. But it absolutely does enough to warrant A tier. You right.
It has stood the test of time.
Yeah. No, valid.
Next up, the 12 Days of Red Mist. This was a hard guess for me, but it's just like they gotta be doing like other miscellaneous objects. I had no idea what they were gonna call it though.
Yeah.
And the 12 Days of Red Mist. This one, you two insulting my Teen Dream. Oh no, the Teen Dream is very useful. It's cheap. It's cheap auto fire.
Yeah.
And you can get rid of the evidence.
I called it a meme because it is a meme, but it's a good meme. It's definitely not the sort of thing that I would be like going out of my way to acquire as a player, but because I divide items in my head kind of into 2 categories broadly. One is I want this as a player. The other is this is fun set dressing as a GM. And the Teen Dream thoroughly sits in that second category. Like, is it good? No. Do you throw it in for a little bit of chaos in an NPC encounter with your players? Yes. It is hilarious.
It is the ultimate piranha gun.
It is the ultimate piranha gun. This is very, very true. Yeah. No, but yeah, so Red Mist. I'd say it warrants A, because there is a lot of useful there's a lot of useful stuff in there that just genuinely like where we actually got
we get long barreled light metal gear, we get long barreled pistol, specifically Nats, which is an excellent quality variant. We got the Rockland Skydrivers, which a lot of FBC, a lot of the FBC enjoyers will always run for the Rockland Skydrivers. And also, we get Oh, what else we got in here? The thermal dagger, Cyber Dude smart gloves. Also, we start getting weird pricing categories in here, which shows that we're starting to stray away from it.
Well,
and the cyberconductor.
So the cyberconductor's crazy. To answer a question in chat real quick, the meme weapon is the gun with the movie playing on it. Yeah, that is the Westwood. Yes, because Culture and Oscar were discussing that, and so that is the Westwood. That one's in black chrome. But that one is a meme weapon too.
Yep.
There's
Nova.
There's a lot of meme weapons if you look deep enough in this game. It's just
the Tommy Knocker.
Yeah, I mean the Tommy Knocker I think is kind of a fun one. Honestly,
the thing scares me.
It's so fun. I would get that one as a player at like level 1 kind of stuff. You know, like when you're playing a little more gutter punk. That one's hilarious. I love that gun. But yeah, Red Miss, I say, it's like, this is the thing, 12 days, like the lowest it's ever gotten is like Gun Miss kind of, and Gun Miss even is very solid.
12 days of vehicle miss. This added so many new options for nomads. And also other players, including a new road bike as well.
I'm sending this one straight to S. I'm sending this one straight to S.
And also we get a whole new place to do a cyberpunk campaign if you want as well in there.
Yeah, the Sky Queen is like a
fucking Sky Queen.
Massive thing. Yeah. No, I send this one straight to S tier without a second thought. Because everything in here, we got a bunch of C vehicle options which we did not have. We get a bunch of pretty novel upgrades that Nomads didn't have previously, and
reinforced tires finally. Good God.
Yeah, like there's a lot of cool stuff in here to the point that I think like with the understanding there might be some recency bias with this one, but like I still think that because it's given us a broader library of vehicles for categories that were underserved.
I wouldn't even say recency bias. It's just we needed this. People have been asking for it for years.
Yes, the recency bias comes from the fact, in my eyes, that we're judging some of these other ones based on like where we are now. And so the fact that this is one of the newest DLCs we've gotten, and the game hasn't really developed very far beyond this DLC in terms of like expanding with more stuff, that's where there might be a little recency bias. Like if we were to do this tier list again like 2 years from now, there's a chance that we would not rate this as an S tier, but at the moment it is an S tier. I would agree wholeheartedly that like there are things in here people have been asking for years, and this was something that Nomads in particular, C Nomads in hyper specific,
I know,
absolutely needed. Yeah.
100 logos. It has a lot of lore in it, and gives us every icon gives us lore. It was very much a lore DLC, but we also got PNGs of the logos as well, so it's quite nice. It's not like top tier by any means, but it's not bad either.
Yeah,
D?
Not D, no.
Not D.
Let me think about that. Right now, I think preemptively, I reserve the right to change my mind on this one as we rate the other stuff. But Oscar said C tier in chat, and I'm kind of inclined to agree. Because it's not a bad DLC. Like if you don't...
I figured you were going to lean lower, but like...
As we go through other stuff and I start like definitionally breaking down what these lower than A tiers are, I might lower it. But right now, like I know it's less great, let's say, than the stuff that we have in A tier by a pretty significant margin. It is not the worst DLC that we have gotten. It is firmly middle of the road. It might be D tier. It's definitely not F tier, but it's either C or D. It just depends where the other stuff falls and how I want to get granular with it.
let's see. Next,
Achievements and loot boxes.
I have a personal bias about it because of the scouting pieces that they have on there. It's just like,
yeah, I am going to be a little bit maybe controversial on this one.
It's okay.
I'm gonna put this in B tier, and here's why.
Yeah.
I use this. Those of you who know Neon Inferno and you've watched my stream there, you know we use this shit a lot, right? Like, and I use this specifically to create a stream incentive, usually, for people to add loot boxes to the party as the game goes on. Here's my big problem with this. One, this is another thing that you need to track at your table without a really clear zone on the sheet to do it. And because the achievements are the only way that has been given to allow you to re-roll your dice outside of, like, we've recently gotten Eno, which insulates you against ones specifically. But the only way to roll with advantage, quote unquote, is to burn an achievement point, at least rules is written. And that means you have a finite and very slim number of achievement points with which to use that ability. And I just think that that is such a powerful thing to have, that the fact that you can use them that way makes it so you'll almost never use them to generate a loot box. And so with the DLC is written against rules is written, you're using the achievements pretty much entirely as inspiration points to reroll things when you really want to gain advantage on a roll. And that is just, I don't know. I don't think of that being particularly well designed. It's very cool, but it is not particularly well designed compared to like some of the other stuff we see on here.
All right.
But that's my, because I take it you do you share my opinion on that, Diamond?
So I've decided to make it to where like you get the box and you do get the reroll, but I will also adjust. I will also like kind of look at items. I'm just like, you know, this specific item seems really fitting for the fact that you did this. Right. Like I will sometimes do that as well.
Sure. Yeah, and it's like, see, and I think that would be my thing, right? If the achievements were structured in a way, and this is maybe a way to do it at your own table, home ruling it. If I were to rewrite the system for use at my tables and make it like broadly useful, what I might consider doing is each achievement gives you a specific type of loot box and an achievement point. So when you earn the achievement at the end of that session, you roll on the loot box table and somehow, mysteriously, you find that box delivered to you at your cargo container, your Conapt or whatever, at the end of the session. And then, like, you then get both benefits. Because in my mind, it's really like you're not going to use your achievement points to get a loot box when the opportunity cost for that is re-rolling your die at a critical moment. There's no shot you burn achievement points on anything else, which is why literally I've used the loot boxes as stream incentives, because no player of mine is ever going to roll on a loot box that they buy with an achievement.
I like to reward the players for actually going out of their way to go do something. So, you know, they will get that loot box and the achievement reroll. And so it is basically an incentive for them to go out, go explore, go do shit.
Yeah.
Go drink.
Well,
improve your lifestyle.
And seeing all of those things in my mind are the really good things about the achievements. Because achievements conceptually are awesome in a TTRPG. Because like now you have this really interesting meta currency that you're introducing that it really does force your players to think more about how am I going to play this game, and it forces them to go out and do objective based stuff that you as a GM don't need to put in front of them. It just is an open-ended, like, here is all this really, really cool stuff that you can bring yourself by just doing stuff. And the biggest issue I have with it is literally that it doesn't award you both things by default. You have to choose one or the other. And it should be both, in my eyes. I think that makes it a worthwhile incentive.
One of my parties decided to plan an entire full-scale bar crawl to get the pub crawl achievement.
Yeah, and I love that.
We made a whole adventure out of it. There was encounters. There was all sorts of stuff going on. It ended up becoming an 80 IP adventure over just a little achievement.
I love that. And see, that's what achievements should be. And why, like, even in video games, right? Like, if we take that back to where it came from, look at achievements in video games. The reason that there's such a good thing in video games or just gaming in general is because they inspire unorthodox styles of play. They force you to solve the game in a way that is, like, so vastly different than the way you would play if you're just optimizing. And that's the big thing it does for you, is it breaks your instinct to optimize a little bit, and it shakes you of that a little bit, so that you're not just like, I'm gonna do the most boring thing possible all the time. Instead, now you've got something that is not monotonous that you need to go do because that achievement point is worth it, so that you can optimize later when it counts for something.
Some of the achievements require that failure does happen.
Exactly, and
someone has to die in order for you to get the vengeance achievement.
Yes, or the there's the other one too. Bad Day is another one. There's the have a funeral for a deceased player.
Flatlined, yeah,
Flatlined. So like, there's a lot of achievements in there that are it's not all success. Some of it is failure, and that's what makes it really good. But yeah, so it is a solid B tier one. I just think the system was undercooked. It could have used perhaps just a little bit more, because I know with these, because it was an April Fool's DLC, and with those, typically they hate to get public play tests of them done. This one could have benefited from it pretty considerably. So the next one here.
Your call. What do you want to pull next?
All About Agents. I'm just going in the order that I've got here.
Okay.
So All About Agents. I think this is S tier. Before this came out, we did not know that there were different categories of agents outside of internal and external. So this gave us quality levels for agents, detailed what those were.
Apps.
Apps. Well, apps, we had apps before this.
We had five.
It gave us, yeah, but it wasn't an unexplored design space when this came out, is my point, right? Theoretically, you could have come up with those through your own ingenuity, knowing that apps were a thing out of Black Chrome. So it wasn't new design space, but it was good design. Like, there are a lot of really cool things in this that are good design. I think the biggest thing that this came with that I was a big fan of, because we didn't really have it up to this point, is it created rules for hacking into an agent and tools for a netrunner to be useful in that pursuit, without them needing to necessarily be an electronic security whiz, like a tech would be, to make that happen. So it added very much the it's time to hack this guy's phone. I've got in my sights, Breacher Online, I'm in. And it gave you that layer of play that before this, GMs would have had to really rack their brain to figure out how they wanted to do that. I know, I was that GM a couple times before this came out. And when we got this, I was like, when we got this in play testing, because this was part of a play test for another product, that when I got it, I was like, oh my God, this is so good. Like, why have we not had this?
Love with this.
It's a very good DLC, adds a new system, adds new equipment that supplements what roles can do within that system. S tier all the way. Very, very, very strong DLC. What do you want to pull
Black Chrome
next?
Plus.
Black Chrome Plus. All right.
I mean, it's Molly Anderson's Night Market. at the end of the day. So like, you know, we're getting some flavor on the Andersons.
Okay.
And we're also getting a kind of a garden variety of just weird stuff. It ended up being, I think, the only like plus DLC I've ever seen show up in an interface article.
So far, yes, but it didn't only just show up. I thought it was V5 that it came in.
V4.
It was V4. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
So it's it contains some things such as bullet to slug adapter casings, so you can use your shotgun to fire very heavy pistol bullets.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Other types of ammo. You can use you get junk ammo, which junk ammo, honestly, not bad for SMG auto fire because it's a minimum of ×3.
Yeah. Well, and I think more than anything, this added a lot of fun stuff for gutter punk campaigns where people don't create characters at rank 4, but rather make them at rank 0 or rank 1. And then like go the long road of like you are going from 0 to hero kind of thing. And it layers in, some of the lower end of the power scale for like if you really do have like you want to emulate what it means to be just some random gonk on the street, or create a character, an NPC character, whether that's an enemy or not. Those things become incredibly useful for telling those kinds of stories, and like illustrating like this is why bad ammunition is not what you want to bring into a high-end gig, but that it'll still work fine on the low end of the street. I
mean the weapon mixture, you get the Ventureware Sportmaster, which is a hunting rifle. The Survival Master, which is a collapsible like little survival gun. The Big Dream, which is basically a SMG grenade if you really think about it. Pull the trigger and throw it.
Yeah, it's true.
One True Love is in here as well.
One of my favorite guns in the whole game. I love the One True Love.
And I guess Solo Fortune body pillow, the salvaged armor, Piranha Smash.
I think it's not new, novel, or game breaking in a way that S tier would need to be. I'd give it a solid A.
B tier.
I give it a solid A.
Okay.
I give it a solid A because it does introduce a lot of fun stuff on the low end.
I'll meet you there.
Because it is like this is it's full of items I feel like are firmly in that GM set dressing category.
Yeah.
But those are important GM set dressing pieces. And it does open up a lot of gutter punk stuff into the game so that if you did want to do a low end campaign, you can do that with what's in here. So I think that puts it in solid enough for me to consider it an A tier DLC. I think I could definitely get that.
Yeah, we got a couple more minutes on my half.
Yeah, well, and this is what I meant when you asked me.
Next,
Diamond asked me today, "Oh, Emmerron, are you sure that like we're gonna need both halves?" I'm like, I think we're gonna need both halves. So...
Yeah, I think like we can get maybe a few more here before we get the second half.
But yeah, but just look how few we've done relative.
Yeah.
So for
this next, we also had a bit of an introduction period as well. So,
it's true. So for
Breaking
this,
Your Stuff by N Jolly.
Well, I was gonna do.
What you got?
All About Drones is the next one on my list here.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So, All About Drones. Man. So here's the thing. So we have, this is something we didn't mention up front, but it's probably pertinent we do mention this. We have included anything in here that appears as an extra interface article in addition to the DLCs. And our reasoning for this is that they are approximately DLC sized, most of them. There is a very notable exception to that at the end here, but I still think it warrants being placed in here all the same. But these are roughly DLC sized. And they are about the same weight class as the rest of the DLC, so it doesn't feel right not putting them in here. Even if they are from paid supplements, technically. But yeah, all about drones. Oscar says it would be nice to be at C tier. It would be doing it a kindness. I would go so far as to put this.
This one really feels D tier.
I would put
I'm
this
being nice to putting it at D tier.
I would start it at D tier. Yes. It might be an F tier. Like, and it's a shame to say that because this was, I would say, I would even argue based on conversations that I've had with Jay Gray and James Hutt that this is probably one of the only reasons that they have not done interface entirely self-published since this came out, because they pushed that in place of something like bioexotics, because they kind of knew the first few bonus articles they wanted to do as interface, and bioexotics was on the table when they did this, and they chose to do drones instead. And the thing is, we didn't really need more drones because you just have to structure off of what we already had. And things like the Savannah Panther could have found their way into other supplements like Black Chrome.
Also, because of how new Cyberpunk was, we were looking at 5,000 eddies for the giraffe.
Right.
15,000? Yeah, 15,000 for the Savannah Eagle. 15,000 for the Panther. 500 for my first giraffe. And 1,000 for the Observer and 5,000 for the Transporter. And all of them require, extra hardware on top of that as well.
Right.
They are so hard to access.
These are not bad for set dressing. Like, if you are putting these in the world so that they exist there, and you need to have stats for them so that they can be there. Like, the giraffe is a great example of that. Because we know that those things exist in the world. They're actively being used in the reconstruction efforts in the hot zone and everything. Like, we see art of that. That's what the title art for this one even is.
Yep.
But you could have done better. You could have done better. It is not great. It's not great, especially when you consider that this was supposed to be the paid incentive for buying Interface Volume 1. And it just does not. Like, Interface Volume 1 to this day is the one interface volume. Well, it's dirt cheap, and that's good, because if it were any more expensive than it is, I would probably outright just tell people don't get it. It's not worth your time. As is, unless of course you're trying to be a completionist like me. I have my physical copy of this one, but it's like, at the time when I bought it, because I bought it when it was new, we didn't know how good the drone article was going to be. And then it was very forgettable. Like, to the point that I've had times before where someone's like, yeah, I want to get this kind of drone for HQ's net. And I'm like, where'd that come from? They're like, all about drones. And I looked at them like, so it is. And that's how forgettable it is. And that's like none of the other interface DLCs since that have been that way.
The only drone from that bunch that I've seen get used is the Observer.
Yes.
And that's because a rocker boy used it as like an extra eye in the sky for her.
Well, that's what I've used it for in Broken Circle. So like, it's very useful. And this is what I mean. Like, if you get a means of using these drones in your setting or in your game, or you are making an HQ, there's plenty of ways to make this article work for you and make it not be ass. The problem is that it is 90% of the time only set dressing and so little of it that it's forgettable. And that's not great. But that's literally why I'm saying, like, this is actually, upon consideration of something else that I'd probably put into D tier, I'm going to drop this one to F.
Okay, so all right, because I was being nice putting it in D.
I am willing to go as far as putting this in F, because I can tell you, and this is going to be controversial with a certain part of the demographic, And know that this is not me saying that there is anything wrong with this being in the game. This is me saying that it was so content light that I just felt like they could have done more with what we got in it. And I think that the fact that it exists is good, but it was weak. But it was one of the earliest DLCs, and that's Cyber Chairs. I would put Cyber Chairs in D.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because, think about it. We got 2 items in there, and there's not a lot of, good stuff that they gave us. We didn't get really any accessories that worked with them.
I suppose my counter argument, though, the reason Cyber Chairs was made was to produce more representation for people that use mobility aids. I think beyond the utility of it, the purpose for what it was made for gives. I'm willing to put it at C tier. It's pretty average.
The representation is strong. What I think is that this probably should have been in the core rules, though, if you wanted to do representation right.
Yeah, I think this was they encountered. I don't remember what they go by now.
Yeah,
because they go by another name.
I know who you're talking about.
They met after the core rule book came out.
The author of this, and I've seen their work in other RPGs. I believe they consulted on Dagger Hearts.
Battle Chairs.
Well, Battle Chairs, yeah, and that was kind of their where they got in. This is some of what they did with it. Daggerheart also used them as a consultant for their implementation of disability aids in game, but they made that part of their core rules. They didn't wait to do that after. And I think that is the biggest weakness of this, and that is why I'm putting it in D tier.
And Culture, I understand where you are coming from, but sometimes, we take, for example, someone like John Freeman. Cyberware can't fix what's going on with John. And John has always had his cyber chair for the longest time.
Yeah, well, and actually, Oscar points out the Cyber 6 have people who are disabled, and at least one of them does use a cyber chair.
Digital Divas, the drummer, does as well.
And that's where I'm like, you could have put that in the core rule book. You could have put that in the core rule book because you had this group of individuals you wanted to highlight in the in-fiction pieces that it would have made sense for it to be there so that you could do that, and you didn't do that. And so, I think it's D tier. I think it's pretty firmly D tier for me.
Yeah. All right. One more and then we switch over?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go breaking your stuff. This was kind of the one I wanted to look at. And cool. Jolly produced this one. Personally, I love the concept of breaking your stuff. I really, really like breaking your stuff. I like the idea of edge runners need to be careful and not break their shit while they're out in the field.
Then
there's just
I'm hearing preamble here. What are we leading to?
The problem is it adds more account. One of the things that I as a GM look for in games is I can understand, players have to have some basic accounting when it comes to tracking how much gear they how much of what rations they have, their gear, their money. Now having to keep check, do I have all my gear maintained on top of that? Adding that on top of the rent, the humanity, the lifestyle, other, first of the month things that have to get squared away in the accounting.
Right.
Oh, I want to love breaking your stuff. I really do. I want to use it.
Mm-hmm. But I agree, it's an accounting nightmare. It is a GM accounting nightmare.
Jolly, I don't know if you're watching this or not. This is nothing against you.
No.
I love the idea of being able to smash my players' gear. Instead of just attacking the players, attack their gear.
Yeah.
But there is just so much accounting that goes into it that it's just like it turns off so many players.
It just makes me as a GM not use it. That's just straight up what happens. I don't use it because it's just not user friendly.
I like to keep the effects around, but I have to say I like to use the effects of it for when something really particular happens.
Yeah, like I think this is the thing I think about it, that it serves a really neat purpose, is it adds a gradient of functioning to destroyed. There's a gradient there now. It's not just state shift. And for that, it's very cool, and it's a layer you can add of that. I would throw this.
I can't put this above D though.
You can't put this above D? D as in David?
Because the maintenance side of this is like one of the more important parts of that DLC. If I'm looking at the DLC alone, D. Maybe C if it's for the practical use of being able to break people's stuff.
That's why I would put it in C personally, because those layers are cool. Having the modularity is good. And I think there is some novelty to that, and that is worth having in there and being able to discuss with your table, like, okay, we're going to do this thing and it's going to allow us to break your stuff. And if you have a table that is really good about being self-accountable, this can work. The problem is that your table needs to be self-accountable, and that is not very often that happens. So I would say having that gradient is worth putting it in C tier. It is got more to it that makes it useful outside of its intended context, but it is difficult to use. But I could understand being a defense with that. Yeah.
Again, I don't know what quote's being clipped for me. This is not an attack at any writers. This is not an attack at
none
of
this is designers. A writer thing. No.
This is just very much. I love the idea. I just it's not the most player friendly. Unless you have like players that can really manage the crunch. Like I can manage the crunch, but I have a lot of players that cannot.
Well, and I just don't like to manage crunch like that. That's why I play Cyberpunk, is to avoid large crunchy things like that. So yeah.
Oh man, I kind of want to end my side on a high note, because man, I have been just dogging on the last few.
I mean, to be fair, we sprinted out really strong with 12 days, and then we had All About Agents almost as soon as we were done.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah. So like we started
we'll
on really
the Wireheads screen.
Yeah. Let me go back in 3, 2, 1. There we go. We're back here.
All right. Hello, everybody. So, just as a friendly reminder before we head out to go to Emmerron's channel for the second half of this, where we're going to continue to tear through this list. We are sponsored by our Talsorian Games.
We are.
The Wireheads podcast is affiliated, so you can click on the link below in like my about section. If you just click on the our Talsorian Games logo, it'll take you to the web store, and you can use that is my personal link. We have the Wireheads link, ! Wireheads, I think. I just put it in chat actually a short time ago. So yeah, it's right there in chat. But yeah, it's Wireheads is our code. If you go to telsorianstore.com/wireheads, it should automatically apply your code at checkout. Discount.
Yeah, and you'll get 10% off. We get 10% as a kickback. Everyone wins. You get cheaper stuff. We get money. And that's how this ecosystem works the best, honestly. And notably, we just got word today. Just swallowing the food that was in my mouth so I could say this without choking. Okay. We just got word today. Shadowscar, the core rulebook, is on its way to Artal's warehouse from the printer. It is printing.
Oh, really?
It is almost there. Awesome. So when Shadowscar's CRB drops and you want to buy a copy, get it from telsorianstore.com. Use code Wireheads. You will get 10%. We get 10% of what you pay for that. And everyone wins. but that is coming very, very soon. So that is a great time to support the show. And that is the shill segment for what's coming down the pipe here very soon.
And also, of course, if you're just watching Emmerron's stream or my stream, we also have our own personal codes as well. Mine's Diamond Dust, all caps. Emmerron, yours is just Emmerron,
it's
all
just,
caps, correct?
Just
it's not,
Emmerron.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know if you had TSH at the beginning of it or not. So
no, that's just
all right.
That's a different thing.
So
no, mine's just Emmerron. That is me.
So there. A Wild Dice spotted in chat. Hello, buddy. It'll be in the web store after the Kickstarter rewards go out. Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Hell
Thank you,
yeah.
Dice.
Thank you, Dice. Yeah, I figured as much that if it's on its way. I know the Kickstarters get ours first. I'm one of them. I'm very happy to be one of them. But once it's there, the rest go to their warehouse, and then you can support our show by using our code. But yeah, thank you, Dice, for coming in. Your vacation is over.
It's all ogre now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you survived the storms.
Yeah, real.
So,
oh my god.
Yeah, holy moly.
Yep.
All right. So with that, YouTube, down below, you're going to click on a link and it's going to take you over to Emmerron's site. Spotify, stick around. We're going to kind of move things over. Twitch.
Just going on through.
You know what we're doing.
Same deal.
As always, I'm Diamond Dust.
And I am Emmerron.
And we'll see you on the next half. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.